right, so this is the final lesson in the percents unit. We're going to be combining percent increases and decreases today. Okay, so let's look at a really common example of this. Let's say we have a snowboard and it's regularly priced at $4.99 and it's on sale. And we're going to figure out which deal we would rather have. Would we rather reduce the price by 30% on Monday and then reduce it again by 30% on Tuesday? Or would we rather just have a 55% reduction? So upon initial inspection, maybe think to yourself which one would be better. It looks like the option A might be better because 30 plus 30 is 60, which is a larger percentage than 55. But actually, in fact, we might see something different when we do the calculations, and I'll explain why that is. Okay, so let's look at option B first, just because it's simpler. So we're going to start by paying 100% of the price, but then it's going to be reduced by 55%. So we talked about this in lesson 3. And so we'll end up paying 45% of the price. So let's see what we would pay. So 45% of $4.99 is what we're going to pay. So 0.45, change it to a decimal and multiply. Type that into our calculator and we get $224.55. Okay, let's see if option A is any better. So let's check the price on Monday first. So on Monday, price is reduced by 30%. So 100% minus 30% is 70%. So we're gonna pay 70% of $4.99. So 0.7 times $4.99. So on Monday, we'd end up paying $349.30. Now on Tuesday, we're going to do the same calculation for Tuesday. We're going to do 70% of the sale price. So 70% of $349.30. So the 70% is coming off of a different number than the original. And that's where the difference is going to be here. $49.30. You type that in and you get $244.51. So if we compare the final answers, I would actually rather have, even though they're pretty close, I'd rather have option B. Option B is better. Even though it looks like option A might be better when you first look at this question, because the two percentages were coming off of different numbers. See how on Monday the 70% was on $499, but then on Tuesday it was 70% off a smaller number. So that discount was actually a lot less. So even though it looks like it's 60% reduction, it's actually not at all. So option B is better. So when you do a percentage and then another percentage off, you're taking a percentage off of a different number. Okay, so option B is better. All right, another example. This one is interesting. A population of rabbits is initially 1,000. The population increases by 40% and then it decreases by 40%. What's the final population? A lot of students would think, oh, well, we're going up by 40% and then we're going down by 40%, so aren't I just going to end up with where I started? But because those percentages are taking off of different values, you're not going to end up where you started. So let's see. So after increase, let's see where we're at. Very important idea. You also see this like in investments. People think if their like investment decreases by 20%, then they only have to increase it again by 20%, but that's not the case. Okay, so after the increase, we're going to multiply it. Actually, sorry. So we'd have 100% plus 40%, which would be 140%. So we're going to do 1.4 times 1,000, and we get 1,400. So that's what we have after the increase. And now after the decrease, so it's going to drop by 40%. So it's going to be 100% minus 40%, which is 60%. So it's going to be 0.6 times 1,400, because that's where I'm at now. And that is 840. because that drop was on a much larger number, it dropped by more. So you actually end up a lot like lower than 1,000. Okay. One final note. You can do these all in one step if you want to. So if you want to start with 1,000, if you're comfortable doing this, you can do this. We are increasing by 40%, so we're going to multiply by 1.40, and then we're going to multiply by 0.6 because we're decreasing by 40%, so we're going to get 60% of what we started with. You'll get straight to the correct answer. So if you want to do that all in one step, you can. So the kind of key concept today is that when you are doing a percent of a percent, you can just multiply the percents. And do everything in one step. And the other key concept I want you to understand is that a decrease in, for example, 30%, followed by let's say another decrease by 30% is not equal to a decrease by 60%, like we saw in the snowboard question. When you do consecutive percent increases or decreases, those percent changes are taken off of different numbers, so they don't add like that. All right, so that is the end of that lesson.